Come on in the room. Come on in the room, man. Just get in the room. I got that for you. Just get in the room. Come on in the room. Doc was ass. He ain't no doctor tonight. None of that shit tonight. We ain't doing none of that shit tonight. 132-119. Memphis Grizzlies beat the Bucks. Just bring your ass in the room. I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to everybody crazy. I'm just telling you right. I'm talking to everybody crazy. You in the chat, you say something crazy, I'm a snap tonight. I'm just letting you know off rip. So I will be rude. I will be disrespectful. Tonight, 132-119. Memphis Grizzlies kicked the Milwaukee Bucks ass. That's what happened tonight, guys. In the fourth quarter, Milwaukee Bucks got their ass whooped. That's what happened tonight. Everybody not named Giannis or AJ Green gets slapped in the face. That's what Doc Rivers should do. If he was a real coach, I would employ Charles Oakley right now. I would go get Charles Oakley and I have him slap everybody. I almost said something crazy. I'd have him slap every one of them in the face outside of Giannis and AJ Green. 132-119. We are live. Scream to the cross. Good trick on third.
Justin.
Chris King.
All right. Get at me in the chat. Get at me on Twitter at TCIIESQ. I don't have a lot, man. I really don't have a. Well, I do. I have a lot. I don't have a lot for these guys though. This is a pathetic loss. Pathetic. 132-119. You're up going into the fourth quarter. You get outscored by 19 points in the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. 19 points in the fourth quarter. You give up 39 and 20 in the fourth. You had a 41-point third quarter, and you scored 20 in the fourth. This was on Doc. This was on Dame. Somebody hit me in my DMs and said the check engine light came over. Hey, y'all can talk about Chris. He had 22. That's why you can't. I know it because that's why it's not. Somebody else tweeted me. It's not enough for you. Chris had a good game tonight. You know what happened? He played 26 minutes tonight. At about the 20-minute mark, check engine light came on, and he was done, cooked. That's what's gonna happen to him in the playoffs. That's what I'm talking. If you don't see the writing on the wall, I'll agree with you, Jeremy Grant. I don't know what the hell Jeremy Grant can do. I agree. I have no clue. Jeremy Grant may not be able to stop nothing. Zach LaVine's already out there. Jimmy Butler may not be able to stop. Any trade you could may not be able to stop any of this. But I can tell you what, if you do not make moves for this basketball team, this is a second-round exit, maybe a first-round exit. The window is closed. Let's be honest. The window is closed. And the only way to change that is to manually go in, unlock it, and open it up yourself. That's it. This window is closed. And if you believe otherwise, you are fooling yourself. You are fooling yourself. The window's closed, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. It's over. This team is cooked. It's done. It's a wrap. Finito. Pack them up. Stick a fork in them. They are done. You need to overhaul this roster. Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, Chris Middleton, AJ. I don't care. I promise you I don't care who they trade. I promise you I don't care who they trade. But you have to do something. 132-119. Let's do a game recap. Giannis, 30, 11, and 7. 2 steals tonight. 14 and 21 from the field. 2 of 3. Hey, he's my best three-point shooter. Giannis is taking too many threes. Giannis is saying shit can't if he can't hit free throws. Best three-point shooter tonight, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Hell out of here. 2 for 3. He hit the same amount of threes as Damian Lillard. Supposed to have a second superstar. Where the hell he at? Didn't show up. Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince actually had a solid night tonight. 13, 7, and 5. I thought he drove a little too much for my liking. But I think he actually played solid. Brook Lopez is as ass gets. 15 points, 2 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal. I saw a dude on Twitter who was like, you had these cappers who like try to tell people picks to you, picks and what's going to hit and try to get people to sign up for their website. This idiot had a Brook Lopez in his ticket, 10 rebounds. I said, hey, you must be donations. Donations.
Never ever.
10 rebounds, my ass. This man had the ball in it, basketball falling in his face. Said, nah, I don't feel like it. Andre Jackson Jr., 5 points, 4 rebounds. Damian Lillard, ass, 15 points, 9 assists, 3 boards, 4-15 from the field, 2 of 8. Ball took from him all over to minus 14 tonight. Ass Damian Lillard. That was ass. Chris Middleton, 20 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Hey, Chris Middleton. Hey, 18 minutes of basketball, Chris. But you didn't know you got to play. You got to be able to play the rest. And, I mean, back-to-back turnovers. And he scored 20, but how many did he give up on the other end? He lost Jalen Wells a couple times. He gave up facial threes in his face a couple times. Just losing guys. On-ball defense for Chris was not terrible tonight. His on-ball, I'm telling you, because I specifically watched Chris on almost every possession defensively. His on-ball defense was not bad. Off-ball, lost. He lost. Just out there, lost, running. Ryan Rollins tonight, 4 points. Yeah. AJ Green, again, he had a great night. 14 points, 3 boards. He did what he was supposed to do. 5 of 8, 3 of 6 from 3. Gary Trent Jr., back to ass. It's 0 points for him tonight. He didn't play well at all. And then Pat Connaughton, 3 points. Let's go to Memphis. 37 and 5 for Jaren Jackson. Jalen Wells, 6 points. Zach Edey, 14 11. Damn, Brooke. Okay. Luke Kennard, 8 points. Zach Edey out there dominating, man. I'm like, dog, what is it? Zach Edey dominating. It's insane. Desmond Bane, 22, 9 and 3. John Morant didn't even play, and Dame Lillard getting outplayed by Desmond Bane on the other side as the guard. Damn near got outplayed by Luke Kennard. At least Luke ain't take as many shots. G.G. Jackson, 5 points. Scottie Pippen Jr., 9 points, 10 assists. Letting him go out there and do stuff. Aldama, 23 points, 8 rebounds. It's just a pathetic performance tonight. Again, 132-119. I'll just say this again. We are so unathletic. It's so uninspiring. This is a team that looks old. They can put up 119 and they can. And people in the chat, the defense, and I kind of got fooled a little bit, but I kind of saw the writing on the wall a little bit better than some of the defense just picked it up. People in the chat after the shows, they come in here. Are you not looking at the records? You see this, the defensive rating, and shut up, defense ass. That's what they are. All the defense rating, throw it out the window. When you got to guard, they can't guard. When you got to get a rebound, they can't get a rebound. My bad, Justin. Them fake rebounds, Bobby Portis, bring me them fake rebounds back. Damn. At least somebody go get a rebound. Anyway, man, I don't have it, dog. I really don't have it. The only thing I'll say about this on Doc, and this reason I got on Doc, and I'll let you have it, whoever's next. Doc Rivers changed the rotations tonight. Remember I don't know if it was last show or a couple shows before, Justin, I talked about, hey, we should change the rotations. We should have Giannis not play the entire first and third, give him a break at the end of the third quarter, and then you start him in the fourth, and you give him his break in the middle. You give him his break in the middle, Doc. I'm thinking this is perfect because they start off. Giannis gets a little break to start the first. At the end of the first, okay, cool. Third quarter, you send him, and again, you had like a 10-point lead when he goes out. You finish and you're up 6. So you still were -4 to end the last couple minutes of the fourth. But I'm thinking, okay, you're up 6. You're going to bring Giannis back to start the fourth quarter, and that way you should be in solid shape because you're going to start the fourth with Giannis in the game. And you gave him a break to then not start him in the fourth. And Jaren Jackson had already started hitting the threes, so he keeps hitting, the momentum keeps falling. And you keep letting it roll, and Giannis doesn't get back in till you're down 5 or 6. Dame never recovered. Dame never picked it up. Chris Middleton, check engine light came on. He was cooked. Brooke Lopez never decided to do a thing at all. That was horrific. Horrific. Doc Rivers, again, and the thing that was crazy to me is this. They were up 10. They had momentum. When Giannis goes out, you might as well just play them the regular rotation minutes. Because at least if you let him finish out the third, who knows? Maybe up 13 or 14 to get into the fourth quarter. You were on a run. You took him out. I'm thinking you're going to play him to start the fourth. Comes back in 8 minutes, whatever it is, you're down 5. They're at that point, they're plus 15. You were up 10 from the 2 minutes Giannis sat to when he gets back in the game with 8 minutes to go. So it was really about this happened over a about a 6-minute time span this took place. It was the Bucks were minus 15. That's where it was. Where it was. I can't see this. I don't even pull the YouTube up till you guys go, so I can't see anything. I'll get to it in a second. That's what I saw though. That's what I saw. I got nothing, man.
William up here cashing out early. Like, hey, like y'all want to hear what Doc said or not? Just throw it out the window.
Go ahead. Tell me what sorry ass Doc said. Because Doc needed to say, hey, my bad. Giannis should have started the fourth quarter. Hey, my bad. I should have pulled Chris Middleton when I saw that his legs wasn't working when he got over 20 minutes.
So he talked about the 3-pointer after the turnover that Memphis made. Said that was a game-changing play. A lot of time the ball was laying on the floor and Memphis went and got it. Memphis
saw that.
Made play after play. The Bucks had no answer.
Mm-hmm.
He counted 5 times on his own hand where we had inside position and we did not get a rebound.
Mm-hmm.
Dame didn't have the ball in his hands. I think that was due to Pippen Jr. and the Wells.
If Pippen Jr. and Wells are stopping you, that's a you problem.
Especially 75-70. AJ Green was the one bright spot of the game he mentioned. I thought this was funny. The Memphis hustle did not go away, and that's what put them back in the game, and they found a way to win this basketball game. And they couldn't respond to their intensity. You know the crazy thing about the way that these dudes were out-rebounded tonight offensively? The Memphis Grizzlies. We should just call them the Memphis Hustle the way they out-hustled us tonight. Isn't that one of their monikers anyways? They only had 2 more points off their offensive rebounds than the Milwaukee Bucks had, which makes this loss even furthermore. I'm not like y'all, though. I think everybody that wears Bucks on the front of their shirt is to blame. Everywhere. Giannis took lapses on the defensive end. Dame throwing the ball away. Chris Middleton throwing the ball away. Like, the Jackson boy went crazy and nobody could stop him. So, for all of y'all that talk about how terrible Bobby Portis is and stuff like that, he's a game changer in this game. Do we win it? Maybe not. But I guarantee you, they don't get every single offensive rebound if Bobby's in there. And these dudes, but it's not just Bobby. It's not just Giannis that got to rebound better. Taurean Prince, you got to go get rebounds. Everybody on this floor has to play better. I'm not closing this window. I know y'all pissed. Hey, look. Hey, man, I went out here today, man, in Palm Springs and played golf in my Bucks polo, my Bucks hat. People were, they were like, man, the Bucks are pretty good. All these Laker fans, they're like, man, we'd rather be y'all than us right now. Just so I'm kind of preluding to what we're going to do later on. But, hey, man, I don't really got a lot, man. I'm just frustrated. Y'all going crazy with these super chats, man. Go ahead, throw it up, man.
I'll get to the super chats. I haven't pulled out. Matthew Adlar, appreciate the super chat. He says they're so slow, can't watch this garbage anymore. I'm right there with you. Matthew. You get no calls out of me. Slow as hell. I was watching the I'm not, but for our guy Jeff Post Pipe Bomb. I'm watching the because it's in the backyard, so it's in the Trey Fold. I'm watching the cookout. What is the cookout 300? The NASCAR race, whatever the hell they had going on out in Bowman Gray. I'm out there watching that, and listen, it's bumper car. They going slow. They were faster than what I saw on the court. That track's it's like 0.2, 0.5 miles, man. It's a small track. That's my point. William Arrange with the super chat. Hell of a super chat, William Arrange. He says Brook is one sorry player. You know what I'm gonna add? I'm gonna edit your chat. Brook is one sorry ass player. Hey, ass. Edit, X that out. Ass. Add that in. Ass. One sorry ass player. 2 rebounds as a 7-footer is unacceptable. I felt bad watching Giannis need to cover Brook's ass. There you go. Put the ass. Every time you say something about Brook, add ass in on the backside of it. Because it's ass. 2-pack. Ass. I always want to go to Disney World to get you 2 tickets. Ass land. That's where you need to be. I felt bad watching Giannis need to cover Brook's ass at the 5. We need an athletic big. I'm with you there. William. Appreciate the super chat. And then Matthew comes back and says, I'm 5'11". I could box out better than these bums. I don't doubt that either. How many rebounds? Again, ball is bouncing in front of Brook Lopez. All you got to do is run around him. He's not putting a body on you. Jaren Jackson, Mr. Free Throw, get his own rebound. Ain't nobody putting a body on nobody. And some of that's Giannis included. But anyway, appreciate the super chat. Go ahead.
Let me say one more thing, and then I'm gonna pass it to Chris King. And I know that between us two and the Guru, we're not gonna fumble this joint the way we saw this fumbling. Hey man, I think the kid Jackson, he was always been a good basketball player. I think his game has elevated another level when Zach Edey came in and played that 5. I might be over Giannis at the 5 right now.
Nah, it's everybody. I think I hear what you saying. I think it's everybody around him. Go ahead, Chris.
I don't even want to talk about the damn Grizzlies right now. Listen, this is so. You watch that damn game. This team sucks. This team blows. This team is going nowhere. I got all these people in here saying we're going to hold on to Chris Middleton. We should hold on to him, and we should just let him adjust. Let him get back from the injury. No, get him out of here. Brook is ass. Brook, what is he doing out there? Okay, why are we tipping the ball so much? Instead of boxing out, like Matthew said, why are we tipping the ball so much? That's pretty much the main reason all these offensive rebounds are happening. Guys don't want to grab the damn basketball. It's one hand, it's the other hand. Grab the ball. That's what Taurean Prince said back when he was at Baylor. But yeah, man, this sucked. This sucked. This was bad to me. There's not much analyzing to kind of go through with this game. Like, we just don't have it, guys. We're just cooked. Like, I'm tired of every single night lacing up the shoes. Well, me sitting on the couch and watching these guys lace up the shoes for them to just look so slow and look so unathletic and so old. There's got to be an answer, and that answer is this week. And if it's not, then I'm checked out, man. Like, I'm not checked out in terms of, yes, we're going to do this post-game show. Yes, we're going to give you all the great coverage that we bring you. But I know they're unserious if they decide to run this thing back. I know they're unserious as hell if they try to run this thing back with that same core. They're old. They're slow. They cannot compete in this new NBA. That's all I got on what I saw tonight. It's just it's a big kind of it's like a meteor hitting the earth. That's what I saw today. It sucks. We suck.
Chris, you're absolutely correct, and I agree with you. Again, of course not. We're not going to be checked out of this thing. We're not going to stop giving you the great coverage that we always give you here at the Cream City Crossover. But I'm going to sit here and tell you, I feel like over the past couple of years, we have been very positive, a very positive group here. I'm telling you, if moves are not made by the 6th, again, I don't work for the Bucks. I know some other people. Again, I'll tell you, I'm not taking shots at anybody. There are a lot of people who, for whatever reason, that are, I don't know, do you call us content creators? Is that what you call us? I don't know. I mean, we do content. I mean, I don't know. I don't call them weird, call them content creator, but I guess we do. But in this space, there are a lot of people in this space who feel like, they have to be positive and they have to go with the game. It's all good. I'm not what the Bucks don't pay me a dime. They don't pay me one dime. Pay any of us one dime. I'm telling you, my coverage, and I can't speak for anybody else up here, or John, or JT, and none of you guys. My coverage of the Milwaukee Bucks will get very negative. It's going to be over the next tomorrow night. It's going to be negative. Because let me tell you something. They get their ass whooped tomorrow night. I'm gonna tell you right. They getting their ass whooped tomorrow night. And let me tell you something. For the first times in my life, I hope they lose. I want them to lose because John Horst needs. This is one of the things where the dog is walking around right now. Every now and then, the dog will go in there and she shit in my office. Every now and then, she shit in my office. And now I know some dog owners. I know this is new age now. You don't whip your kids. People don't do that stuff no more. Hey, call me old school. Some dog owners, oh no, I don't do that. You stick your dog nose in it and say, you stick your dog nose in it. Sometimes you got to stick the dog nose in it. Not the first time on the puppy. Not the first time. But once the dog get old enough to know better, because it's one thing they poop and they don't know. But when you poop and you running away because you know you wasn't supposed to poop, now I got to rub your nose in it because that's bullshit. That shit is now you're shitting on me. And I don't want to get shat on. So I'm sick of it. So right now, the Milwaukee Bucks, you're shitting on me. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm tired, man. You're right, Chris. I don't have a lot of analyzing. Why do I need to analyze this? Play better. Get rebounds. Box out. This is basic at this point. This is not about schemes. This is not about any of that. They don't want to sit down and guard. They don't want to rebound. They don't want to defend. They want to be lazy. I'm looking at Brook Lopez, and I'll tell you, and I'll let you go. I know I'm about to ramble for a long time. And we'll get to the chat in a second as well. But Brook Lopez, forget not missing the rebounds. How many times this man is 7 feet tall, calling for the ball under the basket. And if he takes one step, it's a dunk. Floater. Miss. Why would they say, you are almost a waste of space. What the heck? I mean, again, but he's 30. How old is Brook Lopez? 34, 35, 36?
36.
36. Maybe, and that's the, I'll never know. I'm not 7 feet tall. Maybe at 36, maybe he gets tired of dunk. Maybe I'm tired. Hey, I've dunked enough. It ain't even cool to me no more. Floaters are more cool. See, if I'm dunking, I'm dunking every chance I get because it's fun to dunk. But maybe at 36, it's more fun to shoot a floater and try to see if you can. The degree of difficulty is a little higher. You're under the basket, man. Dunk the ball. Dunk the ball, man. I'm disgusted watching this group of these guys play basketball. You've got to change. You have to change this team up. There's no way around it. You have to change it up.
I completely understand both of your frustration. I completely understand both of your frustrations. I understand the entire chat's frustrations. I guess maybe for me, man, and I'm not trying to be funny, but maybe just being out here in Palm Springs just has me a little bit more calm. And I'm like, man, whatever. It's probably if I was back in North Carolina with that terrible weather that we had back there, I'd probably be jumping off my roof right now. We need someone to motivate this team, man, outside of Doc's voice, because right now it feels like Doc's voice might be falling on deaf ears. I don't know if it is. I don't know if I don't know who's the problem. I don't know if Horse is the problem, but we got to play better. We're supposed to be an NBA championship contending basketball team, and I don't see it right now, man. And this is like what we were talking about the other day. No hate, only facts. I do like to be positive, man. I'm sorry. This is what I was talking about the other day, though, when we were talking about who do we bring up? Bring up the Henry Ellerson kid. Bring up the kid from Vanderbilt with the mullet. What's his name? Robbins. Bring up Tyler Smith. Bring up A.J. Johnson. Because you got games that you're going to piss down your leg.
They ain't helping either. John Horst copped out. He copped out in that draft. He didn't want to actually make a real pick that could get ridiculed. He want to send everybody down to the G League. That's fine. That's another point.
But at least call them up and let them get some NBA run. Like, you ain't got nothing to lose, because not only are we getting beat by the Memphis Grizzlies, the Memphis Hustle, we getting beat by the Chicago Bulls, Brooklyn Nets, Charlotte Hornets. So give these kids a chance. It can't get any worse. I really believe, man, we're gonna be all right, man. I think that hey, was Thanasis at the game tonight?
I'm not sure.
Because maybe truth be told, he's the glue that holds the locker room together when BS starts going awry in January and February. I don't know, man. I wish I had answers, man. We gonna be. I don't know what we're gonna be, man. I wish I could say we're gonna be straight. I don't. From what I saw tonight, what I've seen these other nights, giving games, like you gave away a game to a bad San Antonio Spurs team. You gave a game away to a mediocre Los Angeles Clippers team, and you got cooked by the Portland Trailblazers for the second time. If I had the answers, I'd be sitting on a lot more comments in my bank account right now, man.
My dad was at the game. He texted me. He says, "No, Thanasis is not there tonight. No Thanasis tonight."
Hey there, man.
Listen, to me, I just think that in terms of why we boil it down to there's nothing to analyze, there's too much to analyze, making it like, why would we even analyze anything, right? Like, it's so bad that eventually, when you talk about some of the issues, it starts from the top, and then it goes all the way down to the last man on this roster. There is so much wrong with this team, and you see teams now making moves and this week being so huge for other teams, it has to be huge for the Milwaukee Bucks. And I got a chat in here saying, why didn't you? Dame sucked tonight too. I'm not just calling out Chris and Brooke, but I'll give Dame a little bit of leeway. He had 20 plus in 13 straight games. Look, I'm still willing to see Giannis and Dame in the playoffs. That's not what but the rest, the supporting cast, cannot be outplayed by every other team's supporting cast in the NBA. It cannot happen. You cannot be this top heavy, especially when you're going to have to go in the playoffs and play some of these teams that have the top heavy superstars to compete with you if Dame is not having it, because we know what Giannis is going to do, but if Dame is inconsistent at some point and their role players are better than yours. So that's a recipe for disaster, absolute disaster, and absolute repetitiveness of what's been going on these past couple years with the best player in the NBA. So that's kind of where I'm at with this whole thing. This week has to be huge. It has to be. You have to make moves. You cannot stand pat.
No, there's no way. And knowing John Horst, he won't. You have to figure something out. And that's what I'm glad that Pat Connaughton has had a little bit. And he's got some time. He doesn't look half bad. I mean, again, not like some game changer, but he looks serviceable in some spots to at least where a teammate may be able to take a flyer on him. You can get him up off you and for something small there. I agree wholeheartedly. When you talk about, again, 119 is enough, folks. Like 119 is enough. You should win games. I'm not saying every night. 119 should be enough to win your games on a consistent basis.
Especially
8 out of 10
with a top
games.
10 defense.
Huh?
Especially with a alleged top 10 defense.
Right.
Sorry,
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. 119 should easily be enough. This, and I said earlier, as the game was going, I said that, man, Memphis is scoring way too easy. And I said, ooh, we're lucky they're missing threes. And as soon as the threes start to fall, let me see, what did Memphis finish from three? Because I don't even think they shot it good. They finished 14 to 39. The Bucks finished 20. Bucks hit 23s tonight. They finished 20-45 from the three, 45% basically. But it still wasn't. You just can't give up that many points. You can't give up 14-11 to Zach Edey. Alden McCann, you can't have him 23-8. You can't give up a damn near double-double to Scottie Pippen Jr. You just like at some point you have to get down, and I've been saying it forever. You got to guard, man. You've got to guard, and somebody's got to take on that challenge of getting every loose ball. And I get it. We want Andre Jackson Jr. to be that guy, but he sucks offensively too. So Doc's hands are tied having to play. In theory, I'd love to play Andre Jackson Jr. 30 minutes a night because he's the only guy I know that's going to go out there and bust his ass for every loose ball, for every rebound, he's the only guy I know. But they had Zach Edey. I don't know if you saw it. They had Zach Edey out there playing center field because you don't have to defend. You don't even have to guard him. You put your worst defender or your slowest defender or your interior you put him on Andre Jackson Jr. and say if he hits shots, he hits shots. And he hit 1 3 and he hit what did he have, a layup or a dunk or something like that, and that's his night. That's his night. You live with that. You live with whatever he like. Maybe they used to say, "Oh, you live with Giannis' shot." You will live with whatever Andre Jackson does offensively. Let's get to the chat a little bit here. See what you guys are talking about. Not the Twitter. I know the Twitter's gonna be rough.
It's not rough.
And I know Todd's in here saying trade Dame, and he's making the case that he wants to trade Dame. By the way, Todd, did he ever get it? Did he ever get the Bobby Portis poster? Did you ever get it? But let us know if you got the Bobby Portis poster. I know we sent it out there, winner of our contest for the Bobby Portis poster. But I know he's making the case to trade Damian Lillard. Again, like you said, Chris, I'm not there. I'm willing to see Damian Lillard and Giannis in the playoffs because I think more nights than not, he's the highest scoring duo in the NBA. Tonight was a bad night. Damian Lillard was a 2-pack of ass, but he's better than what he's shown. And I can I'm not giving Damian Lillard a pass tonight. I'm gonna call him out for his poor play. He was a poor basketball player tonight, but I know he's much better than that. So I can, in theory, I'm willing to see what he has in the end. Let's see here. John Hassel says, tactical. I guess he said, I like the pace tonight, but dang, I don't know what he's saying there. Quick Draw McGraw says, Chris was good tonight. He should have put 30 points by the way he was shooting, but let me guess, he can only play over 20 minutes. Exactly. Check engine light comes on. He can't go anymore. Bolton 77 says, what did we expect? I don't know. I expected something better than that. Taylor Thomas says, looking forward to seeing them lose to OKC by 30 tomorrow night. Not, but hey, I don't know. That may be what you see. G. Sosa, when Giannis goes to the bench, this team falls apart 1,000%. Again, Doc Rivers Doc Rivers has to figure out the rotation for Giannis. You've got to figure out the rotation. He has to start the fourth. Let me ask you guys. Let me stop there and ask you guys. Are you with Giannis starting the fourth quarter? Because this is the thing about these games for you guys. Listen, how many in about all three of these the Bucks are typically up at the end, like right around in the third quarter, or right in the game to start the fourth. Like these last few losses, the Bucks have either been up or right there to start the fourth quarter, and by the time Giannis gets back in, it's a 7-8 point deficit, and momentum has already swung, and now he's come in and he's got to press to get it back. Do you think Giannis? Do you think Doc has to figure out a way that Giannis should be starting the fourth quarter? Because that's where I am. He's got to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think at some point he definitely should start the fourth quarter. I don't think we're going to see it much during the regular season, though. I think that what the Milwaukee Bucks are showing us, and to quote my guy, the prophet Chris King, they're unserious about this regular season. They're not serious. That's why we keep doing this stuff. Everything is an experimental thing to get to the playoffs. I think once the playoffs come, Giannis will have to start the fourth quarter, because if we don't, we're going to get bounced. Like, we gotta make changes. Hey, I just want to say something kind of off topic of your question, though. I do agree at some point he has to get in there in that fourth quarter because you're getting cooked at the start of the fourth quarter, and I think you go downhill and you build up that lead even bigger starting up the fourth quarter, then you can give him a couple minutes to rest and come back in. So we've talked about a lot tonight, how bad Middleton was, how bad Dame was. Us in the chat, shoot, I don't even want to hear what Twitter's saying because they probably going to be like, just sell the Bucks to Seattle or something like that. But Brook is bad. Middleton's bad. Even Portis caught a strain. That brother's dealing with personal injuries tonight. So all these dudes suck, according to everyone, right? A lot of people. And I'm not saying that it's wrong or right. Who the hell wants to trade with us for a bunch of garbage? Like, our trash ain't our garbage ain't they trash. Like, I know you look at some of these scarred women and stuff like that, and you're like, one man's trash and another man's treasure. The way I look at it, they see this film that we look at it right now too. So I think we stuck with what we got, man. Personally.
No.
Let me just say, I'll let you go, Chris. Let me say this. I don't even think they're trash. They are trash for us. That's what I'm saying. I think they're trash. They're right together. They are trash, and they may have elements that are good in small doses. For instance, I'll give you one example. So, Bobby, let's just go with Bobby. If I'm saying Bobby Portis has a tough time defending, I'm sorry, he's easier to do. Bobby Portis has a tough time defending, but he can get you probably 14-8. He might get you 14-8, but he's a tough time defending. He might give up 16, whatever it is. If I put him on the floor with other guys that aren't good defenders, it looks even worse. But if you could trade him to a team that what they need is, oh my God, we could really use a guy off the bench that's a firecracker off the bench and give me 15 points and eight boards. And we have the defensive tools and mechanisms to insulate Bobby and make him not as much of a deficit, because he never was a great defender. But those teams the Bucks had, like I say, 2021. Or whatever, or older Bucks teams that had better defense. When Brook was a little bit younger, and you could strip defense in different ways. You had Drew Holiday. Then Bobby's not as much of a liability when you surround him with better defenders. So what I'm saying is, no, he's not trash. He has positives, but he has a trash. There are some things about his game that don't fit well and gel with this group. Same thing, Brook Lopez. If you have guys that are guarding all over the floor and you're telling Brook, hey, all you got to do is be a presence at the rim, but it's not like guys going to be straight line driving towards you. We're going to try and keep a lot of that up off you. And then all you got to do is hit threes. And Brook Lopez can be a positive for some teams if that's all you need. So, for example, Houston Rockets team who can defend at a high level. If you're not asking Brook Lopez to be out there and, because you got Dylan Brooks, you got guys out there that are agile, mobile, and can move. So Brook Lopez on that type of a team, okay, maybe it looks a little better than a bunch of slow guys out there, and you're just adding to the slowness. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, Chris King.
No, you're good. I agree. I don't think any of these guys necessarily suck. I think when I say we suck as a group. We suck with these guys together. We cannot make up for any of these guys' indeficiencies on defense or on offense when this is the group we're rolling out together. So that's why I think we make some of those arguments. But here's the thing, right? Like, when you guys talk about we don't have enough to trade for, a big piece, a young guy that can, not necessarily you guys, but some of the chat, that we can't get a young guy or we can't get a young superstar. You're right. But what we can do with some old guys is maybe take flyers on injury prone, maybe, had some injury history in their career, but they're younger and they can help the depth, the supporting cast. That's where nobody's saying that, Jeremy Grant is a head over shoulders player, better player than Chris Middleton. but it's the package that may be able to come with it if you're able to get a Rob Williams. And we want a better supporting cast. We need a better supporting cast around Giannis and Dame, in my opinion. And that's the kind of moves we're going to have to be looking at, especially with these, third options going off the board so quickly in terms of, Zach LaVine and maybe not being able to get Jimmy Butler. Like, you don't necessarily need a third option, but you can still get better in adding key pieces around Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Let's give a shout out. Let's give a shout out to NYC Demon, who actually, this is his 10th super chat on the stream. For us. So NYC Demon going crazy. He says this team is cooked, and in reality, no trade is fixing this. Just do a trade because honestly, it can't get any worse. Giannis is going to retire with one ring. It really shouldn't be this hard to build around him. AJ draft pick killed me. And still staying with NYC Demon's theme here. Again, I agree. And again, I guess I do disagree. He says, in reality, no trade is fixing this. But what do you mean by fixing this? I guess that's what I'm really trying to figure out. When you say no trade is fixing it, what does that actually mean? Because I do think this, if you're telling me, again, if Giannis and Dame are playing it, now again, Giannis and Dame had to play at A levels. Can I get it to where Giannis is at an A? Because I know he's going to be an A all the time. Can we get a team to where Dame can be at a B- and you're still a very good basketball team? Can you get that? That's all I'm saying. I think you can make a trade that like a Zach LaVine, I think you can make that may happen. Because on a night like tonight, Zach LaVine, again, if you're telling him, but maybe this is where we're at. I know we need defense, but maybe we're at the place where, you got to outscore the hell out of everybody. I don't know anymore. I do agree, though, to me, in some ways, you can't get no worse. Because this, again, to me, when does cook? It's over.
Man, sitting on the show with y'all, man, I think, y'all starting to wear off on me, especially Chris King by osmosis, because I'm about to say something I never thought I would ever say in life. Maybe we do need to trade for Jimmy Butler. Maybe we need someone to go in and tear this locker room up, throw the Gatorade, piss on somebody's Rolex, piss some people off, and get them out there to play. Because look, man, I know I talked, and I was the main one proponent about chemistry and all this other stuff. You just can't go get your ass kicked every other night and be cool with that shit. We not cool with it on this show. The fans in the chat not cool with it. Twitter not cool with it. So why are they? So maybe it's Jimmy Butler. For me right now, what these last 10 to 15 games have shown me is that nothing is off the table anymore. And I'm pretty much open to anything at the end of the day. Y'all, everyone who knows me knows I root for the front of the shirt, not the back of the shirt anyway. And I mean, there's obviously the common sense exceptions, man. I know DJ Droop TV said that we need just a backup center. And we'll be fine.
You need more than that.
I think a backup center maybe will get you past the Portland Trailblazers or Utah Jazz type team and stuff like that. But I just wonder, is a backup center going to get you past Memphis when you got they backup center, they back up of a backup center coming there and cooking you? And one thing that we can't lie about it, and if you're a Brook fan the way that I am, if you're a Bobby fan the way that I am, if you're a Middleton fan the way that I am, these dudes look long in the tooth. And the only reason why Bobby can skate around it, because he can score that thing when he hot. Them boys ain't scoring it.
Yeah, my bad. You just watch this team this whole season, and you're just confused. You just really don't know where exactly to kind of be able to make up for some of these issues. Like, I'm still baffled we were able to hold the damn Oklahoma City Thunder to 81 points. Like, I don't know how you do that, and then this is what you look like on a random Sunday. Like, it's so hard to pinpoint with this team. But there are certainly places to start, and I would say, to me, I mean, it is the supporting cast. But, yeah, it's just this has been a real confusing year. Last year we had Dr. Griffin get fired. We had the Dame getting used to this team and stuff like that. And then this year has just been crazy to us. Like, it's a real confusing year to even analyze.
Cheese said 2020 says AJ responds to NYC Demon says AJ Johnson has shown major flashes in the G League. Extremely high on him. He's going to be a good player in the future. Maybe. But the Bucks should be interested in winning championships right now. That's the problem with the AJ Johnson pick. I don't necessarily disagree. I think he's a hell of a project pick. I actually like him as a project and to see what he's going to be. Your issue is you make that move when you're not in a situation that you're in where you have to win now. And I agree with you, Chris King, that I think that was John Horst saying, "Woo, let's punt it." I made a pick, and hell, I might be fired before this even comes around. Before we have to figure out what goes on, and zero pressure because we all know it's a project, so you don't have to blame me if he's not getting no minutes.
I mean, you've seen guys in that first round that were taken behind him get quality minutes anyway. So it's so glaring to me that was not the right pick. Especially what did he go off of? The NBA Combine? Because obviously it was not the 2 points a game he put up in Australia. That's another whole topic in itself, and hopefully he doesn't do it again this year. If we got a high pick, I don't even know.
Well, but let's keep one thing in a proper perspective. And I know the kid looks nice in the G League, but we also talking about a dude, Henry Ellerson, that averaged 20. I'm pretty sure he averaged 20. He drops 30 on the regular for the Wisconsin Herd. Bronny James, who looks absolutely cooked on an NBA court, can drop 30 in the G League. So don't put all your eggs in the basket just watching them play in the G League. Put him in an NBA game. Let him run up and down. Let's see if he can get 7 to 8 there. I don't hold much credence to the G League. I mean, he shows he's athletic, et cetera, but a lot of them dudes will be assistant basketball coaches and head basketball coaches and working in other aspects of the working force at some point, man. And I'm not saying AJ is a bad ball player. I'm not saying Tyler Smith is either, but I think we put too much credence in that. Because can AJ come in there and get them buckets on Scottie Pippen Jr.?
No.
I saw or Wells. I saw a top 75 at 75 player get damn near stymied by both of them dudes. Is AJ going to be able to come in and do better? I don't know.
I can tell you he can't because I've seen him playing garbage time. He can't hit a layup. He until he figures out how. Again, he's very nice, fluid, a lot of promise, a lot of potential. But until you can figure out how to actually get the ball in the basket, instead of just hopping up to the rim and getting close and just throwing the ball to the backboard as hard as you can. Nah, he's not ready for the league yet. Marvin Lee says Jeremy Grant can fill the 3-and-D role as a starter at a higher level than Prince, that's for sure. If we want him and Time Lord, that fixes 2 problems in one transaction. I would not send out the first-round pick, though. I'd trade Portis for multiple second-round picks to send out to Portland. See, but you got to be realistic. I don't listen to the first-round pick on top of a Kirk. You're not getting Kamar. So that's not happening.
You could have got him.
Yeah. You had the opportunity to get him. You didn't. And that again, you guys, let's get out. Let's live in reality. That's all I'm saying. Let's live in reality. If you want, we've already just talked about again. I'm paraphrasing. Again, I don't think these guys are ass, but I'm gonna say ass for the purpose of the show. We're sending out ass and trying to get some things back that may help the team. You got to give your first round. The first round pick is that our sole focus should be finding a way to get a title this year. You have Giannis, you have Dame. You should be able to compete for a championship. Whether you can get it is not even what I'm talking about. You should be able to compete for a championship. Right now, this team doesn't like it's ready to compete for a championship, and that's my problem. So to get it to that, you've got to be willing to. You can't tell me that you're hanging on to a first round pick for 2031. Like what? I never understand that thought process unless you've totally given up on trying to win this year. And again, if you've totally given up on trying to win, then as Todd would tell you and everybody else, you might as well ship Giannis off too, because there's no reason to rebuild. I'm not about to sit here and rebuild. That's what I'm saying. So if I'm not in a rebuilding mode, then the 2031 pick means absolutely nothing to me. I'm not worried about I will worry about 2031 in 2031. I'm not worried about bringing back picks. That's why you gave up all the picks to go get Drew Holiday, because you wanted to win. Oh, you won. You gave up all the picks to go get Damian Lillard. You're trying to win. I'm not interested in picks do nothing. Sacramento gave up De'Aaron Fox for Zach LaVine, but really all they wanted was the picks. They got 3, but they really got 2 legit picks out of that. and you got Zach LaVine. You are essentially the exact, because Zach LaVine, De'Aaron Fox, they're really neither one of them are number ones. You're essentially the exact same team. Hell, the Sacramento Kings are very similar to the Chicago Bulls, where neither one of those teams are going anywhere. So you're basically the Chicago Bulls with 2 extra first-round picks. That's an upgrade. You got the exact same team. You're just as good as you were. Zach LaVine's no better than De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is no better than Zach LaVine. And you got 2 more picks. What I'm telling you is we're not the Kings. We should not be worried about picks. Picks got to go if you're trying to win this year. And again, I'm telling you the window's closed, but the difference between me and I think some people think the window's closed and they want to go buy a new house to go get some more windows. I'm not of that. I'm not thinking like that. I'm trying to get everybody in here together with me so that we can get a jackhand. What the hell you you use to jack the car? I'm trying to get the damn window back open. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to grease up the sides of the window. I'm trying to get the window back open. That's what I'm trying to do here.
Put some WD-40 and a little oil on
Yeah.
Hey, look, just if we talking about picks and everybody in the chat talk about how bad John Horst drafted, what the hell we worry about picks for, man?
Exactly. Oh, that's a great point.
I'm just saying, I don't want to pick. Man, Todd, you a wild dude, man. You just wild, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go, bro. That's he just wild. Comparing Dame to Jordan Poole and Kobe White, like that. That's wild, dog. Listen, those are 2 very elite basketball players, and they gonna bounce back from this. Are we a championship team? I don't know, man.
Not right now.
So why I was kind of hammering the point that this week is so important is the fact that there are going to be names out there that are going to be on the block that we're not going to have a single clue until those names become public, as we saw from the Luka trade. To me, after this week, we'll be able to get a sense of where this team is headed. Like right now, we're kind of just throwing darts, trying to find something, trying to find, as fans, a solution. But after this week, I think we'll really have an idea of what may be going on or what kind of future this team has, if any.
NYC Demon is rolling in the dough right.
Yo, he throwing it.
He rolling in the dough. Hey man, I feel like I'm. Let me not.
Yeah, don't.
He might need to get my seat tomorrow.
You know what I was about
to
do?
You know what I was
about to do?
Trade Magic Mike.
Okay, let me say. It's 12:00. It's past that hour, so I'm starting
I don't
to get.
even know where we're at in the rundown. By the way,
I know.
Moved it.
We're off the rails. NYC Demon, appreciate this super chat. Says a Jimmy trade might be the only glimmer of hope we have left. This is all because of how much we rely on Dame. We go as he goes. You're correct. You need a third star that can be a second some nights. Who cares? Oh, my laptop be. What's the rest of the chat say?
Who cares of AJ? I think what's his name? AJ Johnson. I don't even know. Who cares of his future when GA is on the roster? Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, okay, I got it back. Who cares of AJ's future when GA is on the roster? I agree. It would be. Listen, there's no doubt it'd be a glimmer of hope. I'm telling you, as much as you talked about it, Justin, and we've been talking about, I would jump for joy if Jimmy Butler gets on this team. This team needs something. They need a shakeup. They need something major, minor, all in between. Like you have to do some of this roster. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm all for Jimmy Butler trade. And again, no, LaVine's off the table in Sacramento. Hell, I didn't know Luka was available. Luka's off the table as well. But that's dead. It's all dead. So you're now looking at Jimmy Butler or a Jeremy Grant or somebody that we don't know. Again, I keep telling you though, and I have no clue if this is even a big enough move. Bradley Beal, but I'm telling. I don't know why I just have a sneaky feeling Marcus Smart is out there and available. I don't know why. I don't know what it takes. I don't know who it takes again. I just have a sneaky feeling that Marcus Smart is a name that keeps appearing to me.
You know why that is? Because Memphis drafted Jalen Wells, who's contributing at a high level. They drafted him this year. And he's playing.
What number pick, Chris King?
And it definitely wasn't before A.J. Johnson. Or maybe
Okay.
it definitely wasn't before A.J. Johnson, I don't think. Was it? No,
I
they got Edie
so.
early, so I think he was
Yeah.
behind him. So they got him, and now you got Marcus Smart, who's been damaged goods for a little while, and now you can go get something, to add.
But let me ask you guys this. Let me just ask you if it was Marcus Smart, and again, health, all that, I get it. Isn't that what we're talking about when you need dogs? Does Marcus Smart? Let me ask you: is Marcus Smart? Did he fit in dog category? Does he
I
not
was saying this last year.
Does he not, Justin? He don't fit in dog. Hold.
No.
I'm not.
Marcus
Let me
Smart.
ask chat. I'm not saying what he's going to be skill wise. I'm just saying, does he fit in dog?
He's a Dotson.
Oh my!
He's a Dotson.
You just don't like the Celtics. You don't like the Celtics. Just say that.
It ain't that. If you're gonna bring a dog, bring in a Rottweiler, Jimmy Butler. Don't bring this little lap dog in here. He hurt. He injured. Nah, I don't want that dude. I'd rather go take a bath in my own throw up right now than have that dude in the Bucks jersey.
I'm just saying. I don't know if you can get Jimmy
Does that
Butler.
not
I'm just
solve some perimeter defensive issues though. To me, I think it does. To me, I think it does. And I was saying this last year. I was lobbying for Marcus Smart last year before he had that injury that kind of just made him stay put in Memphis.
How much he makes? Go ahead.
You gotta get through the Celtics. You remember how dirty they did him? They did him? So is it going to add a little bit more fuel to the fire if you're on an Eastern Conference team that definitely has a shot at playing the Celtics in the playoffs? Come on now.
He makes $20 million a year. It's crazy. That's about. I mean, Brook Lopez make 23. Again, you'd also have to bring in some type of big. I got hoes calling the young phone. I just say, hey, Mo Bama's available to. You can change something. You can change some things. That's all I'm saying.
Can I say one thing about this Zach LaVine thing?
Go ahead.
And I know we talking about it like it's a done deal, but as of right now, it's still finalizing ing. And just we've seen wild trades get blown up for stupid stuff before. So God forbid their trade gets blown up and then Chicago has to come back to us with their tail in their leg. Man, why Marcus Smart why Marcus Dumb not playing for the Grizzlies right now?
He's been injured. He's been out. He should be back I think he'll be back in a couple weeks. The thing that scares me about a Chris Middleton trade is you talk about finalizing. I don't know what the hell gonna show up in his physical. I don't know. I'm scared to death. I'd try and get some shady doctors to figure out what I got to do to get that to go through. But let's Joe R says he's a dog with arthritis and cataract. Well, that's the Bucks right now. Bucks right now.
It's true.
Get that boy some Adequan or some Librella. Help that arthritis out.
Rick Hamilton says, at least you dudes are finally angry. About time. Handwriting's been on the wall for a year now. You're not wrong. Hey, they done took me there. They have taken me there. They 100% have taken me there. Ed Duger says, I'm telling you, Portis is traded already. Could be. Todd says Luka got traded, so Dame. I'm not saying Dame can get traded. Let me say this: he would definitely fetch something. I don't want to do. I don't want to do it. I'm not there yet. I want Dame and Giannis together. I'm not even entertaining that yet. Because again, that would be as big at doing a Chris deal would be huge. It would be huge. Doing a Dame deal, you are almost punting the season. That is as bad as firing Adrian Griffin in the middle of the year. You're punting the season. Let me tell you what the Lakers have done. Another thing, Lakers didn't have a shot. Lakers. Let me just point. Lakers window was closed on the LA Lakers, and we might as well get to trades. Now we'll keep talking about all stupid. I want to talk trades.
Yeah. The
Lakers window was closed. Okay. They then decided to go get Luka Doncic, right? Do you think that helps them win a championship this year at all? Debatable if this makes them better this year at all. What it does is set them up for the next 5, 6, 7 years. But the reason it makes sense is because LeBron is on the last end of his leg. That's why I don't agree with you, Todd, because you're talking as if Giannis is 36, 37, 38, Okay, now we can do some of that stuff because the Lakers are cooked. They were cooked, and they were about to be even more cooked whenever LeBron is probably going to go back one more year because he's going to want a retirement tour. He's going to want gifts in every arena, and he's going to want to he going whatever they're going to give him at every single arena. Somebody will probably put his jersey up. Some cornball team will put his. I can see the I don't know who would do it, but some idiotic team would throw his jersey up in the rafters like the Heat did Michael Jordan. Like, what the hell, Michael Jordan? He never played for you. Why the hell you put Michael Jordan's name in the Raptors? Somebody might do that kind of stupidness, which is fine. But what they did was set themselves up for 6-7 years down the road because they have Luka Doncic. And you can gear your team. You got to gear your team around them. Now, of course, they're going to try and find another candidate for potential Brook Lopez. He is definitely because the Lakers are looking now. They're looking for an athletic big. I don't know if you're going to find one. But Brook, again, you're looking at all types of deals. I could easily see the Bucks saying, "Hey, let's work with Rob Pelinka. Let's get Brook out there, and maybe you can swing another 2-3 team deal going and find something back for Brook Lopez since the Lakers are now in need of a center." But that was the Lakers' game plan. To me, the Bucks aren't there. If you're telling me trade the Lakers have punted now for the next and again now does it set them up very well for the next 6-7 years? Absolutely. I don't think they're thinking championship this year right now. I think they're thinking about life beyond LeBron James. I'm not thinking about life beyond Giannis right now. So, no, I'm not trading Damian Lillard, but that's just me.
So the only guys that I would trade him for, however, have already been traded. If we would have traded them for Luka, that deal would make so much more sense in Milwaukee, pairing Luka and Giannis together for the next 6 to 7 years, and we'd probably go crazy. I'd even trade Dame. I even would have entertained the Dame for De'Aaron Fox thing because he's a younger guard, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not saying he's a better player. I'm just saying I would entertain it. When I look at what's left out there, I mean, who we going to get to come that's going to be what Dame is when Dame is on? And I know Dame hasn't been on for a few days or whatever. Maybe we need to hit up Glorilla or something, get that boy back right. But we got to – if you're trading out one of the best guards in the NBA, and Todd, he's still one of the best guards. Them dudes you mentioned before wouldn't even, if we write an essay, they wouldn't even be in the damn citations version of this dude career or what he currently is. It's a reason why he's an all-star, not just voted by us fans, but voted by his peers. He's still feared. So, man, ain't nobody I'm trading Dame for, man. And I don't know, man. I just don't know. I'm trying to think in my head, who's that dude? I mean, shit, what if we got Durant? Just wild stuff. Just do something crazy. Why not?
Yeah, well, so I look at the chat, and Rick Hamilton also has a good point on this Dame thing where he says, we gave up too much for Dame, we're stuck. Now, I wouldn't necessarily call it stuck because we haven't, seen this thing play out in the playoffs yet. But what I will say to kind of expand on that, you basically said, hey, Drew Holiday, you're not cutting it after we won a championship with you. And you basically, after 2 years of losing, you basically brought Dame in to actually have this thing play out. And so think about the stakes behind this thing with Damian Lillard and Giannis. Everybody wants to talk about the chemistry if Chris Middleton gets traded. Well, now you're talking about a real legit second superstar. You don't know if we really had a real second guy when there was Drew and Chris. This is our second guy. This is our second superstar. And Giannis is, I guess, his 1B, right? If you trade him, the chemistry it's shot. It's shot. You went and did what Giannis wanted to do. I think he wanted to play with Dame, and if you let him go, it would be a disaster. So, I want to see it play out too with Dame.
Yeah, definitely got to see it play out. You know what I got to see play out?
Curly's.
I gotta see that crowd at Curly's play out, man. I gotta see them $3 bottles and pints on a nationally televised game play out at Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. That's where you can go to get all the food you want, get all the drinks you want. Go out to Pewaukee, Wisconsin, Lake Pewaukee out there. Have a great time. Lakeview Boulevard, Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Get out there. It's just an excellent time, fun time to be around. Tell them the Guru sent you, tell them the Cream City Crossover sent you. And I know we're just starting the week, but Wednesday and Thursday nights, do you know what they're doing out there Wednesday, Thursday, Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill?
Bingo. Bingo and trivia.
Bingo and trivia. And if you do well at bingo, if you do well in trivia, you know what they're giving you?
Tickets.
Bucks tickets. Section 102, row 23, seats 1 and 2. Every Wednesday night bingo, every Thursday night trivia. And who knows? It's Super Bowl week. So you know what they may ask you? They may ask you who sang the longest national anthem prior to a Super Bowl. Does anybody know who sang the longest national anthem at 2 minutes and 35 seconds? This is Super Bowl. Man, I hate these stupid Roman numerals. I believe this is 52. So maybe that gives you, if that can give you a hint. 52. Super Bowl. Oh, is this 52 or 57? We're 59, right? Maybe this is 57. 55. This is 55. 50. This is 57. So does anybody know who sang the longest national anthem? Super Bowl, I believe 57. It could be 52. My Roman numeral game is not up to par.
So I'm gonna say this just because she is the biggest legend ever to sing the Super Bowl anthem. I know it's absolutely wrong, but R.I.P. Whitney Houston.
Was not her, but that is a good discussion. Or good. You're absolutely right. She had a great national anthem. Was it her? Chris King, do you have any guess? I will give you another hint. It is a female. She sang the longest national anthem at 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Anybody know in the chat? Anybody know? Not Marvin.
Let me take one more.
Gaye. No, okay.
Yeah,
I give you one more.
R.I.P. Marvin Gaye. That's all I'm gonna say. R.I.P. Marvin Gaye too, because he tied.
It was not Marvin Gaye. It was Alicia Keys. 2 minutes 35 seconds. Alicia Keys. And the average length is about 1 minute 50 seconds. This has been. Always take the over on the on the Super Bowl on the national anthem. And this year it's gonna be John Baptiste. Very good. I don't know if you know John Baptiste. Very underrated. I think he's underrated. Very good. Just musical talent. Let's see. Hey, Chris, does anybody know how to do super chat? The 11 King wants to do a super chat. He says he has some money to burn. So I don't know how you do a super chat, but Chris,
yeah,
can you know how to do?
Well, if you're on your phone, it got like a little money sign by the text bubble, the chat bubble. It got like a little money sign, so a little dollar bill. So that man said he got money to blow. Yeah.
Dollar bill. So if you see the money sign or somebody in the chat wants, I don't know how you do it online, whatever. Let them know. That's how you do it.
And I know what this started.
I don't know what just happened. Is that me? Oh, that's you. William Arrange has a super chat in here. He says, I failed to lose hope with this team when you have GA on it. So William Arrange is in here telling you, hold on, not so fast. The Bucks ain't done yet. He says, once we get that big that can stay in front of a player and get a rebound, I think we'll be okay. So he's saying, now, listen, I agree. Once you make the trade, you're going to see me. I'm going to find the feeling again. The only way I won't come back here positive is if you don't make a move. You got to do something. I will talk myself into being happy about whatever the trade is. Just like, again, do I think Bradley Beal will help this team? I do. Will I talk myself into thinking it'll happen until it don't? I certainly will. I will talk Bradley Beal's the trade. If that's all John Horst gives me, I will talk myself into thinking it's going to work. So I'm not necessarily against you there, but you have to do something. Richard C says, what's up with Portis? Again, we don't know. Just know it's family issues. And then Todd is still in here yapping about trading Damon. Todd, did you have an answer to the question? Did you get the damn poster?
It's on the way.
Okay, it's on the way. All right, it's on the way.
We got two dudes. Hey, real quick, I know I shouldn't keep doing this, but Todd, we got two bigs that we said that can't keep their feet in anybody. Getting Vuk is not an upgrade of our bigs that we have now. It's the same player.
Is Vuk better than Brook?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think I would.
Yeah, I take. No way in hell.
Now, do I think it would substantially help the team? No, I don't. But I think he's a better player than Brook Lopez at this point.
Shit, he don't rebound the ball.
He rebound better than Brook Lopez. I bet I don't even know how to rebound. I guarantee if I look at the stats, I know he got more rebounds.
I bet you if he backs somebody down, he'll actually go up strong, though. He probably no turnaround fadeaway mess. So.
Oh, I'm glad you said that.
Vooch averages 10 rebounds a night.
They fake rebounds.
Oh, those fake. I told you I'm all in favor of fake rebounds now. I love fake rebounds. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, no, I think you're right though, Trey. When you talk about, if you make a move, at least it injects some new life into us. At least you're gonna have some more optimism for a little bit. Maybe it doesn't work out, but at least you're not in the same position we were last year, where oh my goodness, the big addition was Pat Beverly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
Well,
yeah, he made that his thing and then went to Israel. So it's like. we gotta have something better than that.
What about Miles Turner? That's a flyer that no one's expecting.
I'd love it. I'd love Miles Turner. I don't know if we can make that happen. I'd love Miles Turner. Another guy that you're talking about, Cam Johnson, who I didn't know if we had the assets for Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson would be perfect on this basketball team. Perfect. 3-and-D guy. I'd take him over Chris Middleton in a heartbeat. Cam Johnson. I give up, and I know they want 2 firsts. We got 1 first. I would 100% see if we can get Cam Johnson. I don't know. Can you? We'll see. I don't know. You got to do something. Right, Todd Merrill. Yeah, you're right. Well, somebody's talking about live. I don't know if is he out for the year. I think he's gonna come back.
Yeah, he's gonna come back.
He's gonna come back. I don't think, but he is out for like a good couple months. He won't be back till like it's already February. So yeah, he ain't come back till like March or something.
Yeah, they
need
Gafford.
Right.
Hold on to him, I think.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. 100%. They will. They have to. Joe Archer, the fairness, Brooke can never rebound. It's the other 4 flat-footed dudes. Nah, some ways, yeah, but at least Brooke. But the difference is at least what Brooke used to be able to do was at least hold his guy off for the rebound. He can't even do that no more. Like he don't even do that no more.
They just run around him. Like
right.
That's all they do.
Right.
And they go rebound the ball. Like today it was probably at one of the worst I've seen it, to be honest. It was just every single time. It was just 3 Memphis Grizzlies getting around Bucks. Nobody boxing out.
Yeah. Al Farouk Aminu for 3 says, right, you're quiet last week. Dame dropped 35, got consecutive triple doubles. Again, Damian Lillard, like you can't tell the things that he's done, and again, it's not comparable to Chris Middleton or Brook Lopez. The things that Dame Lillard does when he's at his best, I think he can definitely contribute and be a big time player for the Bucks in the playoffs. Again, I saw him in the playoffs. Again, if you were to tell me that Chris Lopez, if you could guarantee me that Chris Lopez was going to be the Chris Lopez I saw last year in the playoffs, I would be cool with keeping Chris Middleton. I just don't know that because it was 2 ankle surgeries ago. So and based on what I've seen, I can't even his good tonight was a good Chris Middleton game. I'm not even gonna sit here and deny that. He shot the ball well, got to his spots. It just so happened in the last 7 minutes when once he pushed over 20 minutes, it was like his car overheated. And he's like, hey, this is too much for me. And we're 50 games and what? I mean, again, you were at that limit. I know we talking the players. The Bucks are now a full game behind the Indiana Pacers right now for 5th place. So right now the matchup would be Indiana-Milwaukee, and you would be Indiana would be the home team.
You are the tiebreaker with them.
Huh?
That's bad. And we got the tiebreaker with them. That's bad.
You got the tiebreaker with them. Right. So you got the tiebreaker, but you're a game behind. This team was. I mean, you're now 5 games behind New York. Not even a week ago. You were 3 games and push. You were 3 games behind New York and pushing for the 3 seed. Now you're 5 games behind, and again, you are 6-4 of your last 10. You are 2 games ahead of Miami. You're 2 games ahead of Miami, and you're 2 games ahead of Miami. You're 2 games ahead of Detroit for 7th. So you are very close to being a play-in basketball team. Lost 3 in a row. So you got to get this thing back together. Got to get it working. And right now, again, Cleveland, Boston, New York, the way to see current. You can't beat any of these teams. And Indiana, I do think you would. I would still get a Bucks. I think they would get past Indiana just because I think Damian Lillard would play at a high level. But this is a second round exit. And let me say, could they easily get beaten for? Oh, absolutely. But this is a second round exit team waiting to happen right now. It's currently constructed. I don't know if it gets any better, but you have to do something. You got to try. And then people talking about Barrett. Here's Barrett in here. Here's Barrett. I don't even have time to talk about. I don't even have time to talk about Barrett anymore. I just don't. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about Chris Middleton. I'm just not gonna do it. You're not about to sit here. Chris Middleton is. Did you see him tonight? Yeah, I saw last 7 minutes of that game. Turnover. I saw it.
Chris King, just talk about both of them like you was earlier when you called him Chris Lopez. We was right with you though, bro. Both of them. BOUFFUM. Both of them.
Yeah. You know, the team, I think, is just bad around Damon Giannis. So if you can get supporting cast, you can get rid of all of them. I don't care. We want the Bucks to win.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do it tonight, even with the Chris good game. We gave him his props. He played a good game. He played a good game, Barrett, until the last 3 minutes where he turned.
Yeah, so right, Barrett wasn't here. I'm not gonna go back into it. I'm not gonna go back into it because we already talked about it. But right, Barrett, you missed it. He had a good, like you said, he had a good game. What happened in the last 8 minutes of the game? Check engine light comes on once you get past 20 minutes. So again, still can't get to the point where Chris can give you a complete game. And has he? This is my question for Barrett. I can say anything else. Has he shown us that he can play 35 minutes in a game and play high level for 35 minutes? He has not. He has not. Sorry, Chris.
No, that's it. That's all I got too. Let's we can move on from that. We talked about Chris a lot already.
Yeah. I was just doing because Barrett came in here talking crazy. Anything else? 132, 119. Bucks lose. And so again, I'm not gonna say Barrett. You missed an hour. You missed an hour of the show. Your Dame turned the ball. We already talked about it. Shut your ass up. Start from the damn beginning. If you don't come in here talking, start from the beginning and shut the hell up. Yeah, you talking. Dame turned the ball. We already talked about that. Stupid. I'm done. It's just idiots, man. I get tired. I get tired. Man, you know what? I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry.
Hey.
Oh. When you come in here talking crazy and you miss shit like that, and you come in trying to act like we didn't do what we already did, out of here. Get him out. He's done. That's like because I don't even want to get into the headspace where I'm like yelling. So I don't want to wait. Kids that are asleep, just get them out of here. That's what I'm doing.
Okay,
so you ain't got to worry about it. Don't worry about it, dog. Hey, don't worry about it, Barrett. Take your ass home. All right, my bad.
Anyway. See you against OKC tomorrow, dog.
Hey, this is a 24-hour ban, and he gone till midnight.
Hey, man. Why? Can I ask y'all a question before we get to the most important thing of the day? Because I think we about to get to this NBA trade thing with everybody else other than us. Why do we have so much fun when we lose? I don't understand it. This is a good ass show though to me.
It's a good show, win or lose. I think people just like to hype when we lose. I don't know. When you lose, it's more. I don't say it's more to talk about. This is more. People. You know what? People like to be upset. If you didn't know this, people really enjoy being upset. They love other people's misery. You know, it's a thing. I think we did talk about some of the other trades though. We talked a little bit. I mean, I don't know. Let's just finish it. Then let's finish it, and then we'll get to. So it's going to kind of go backwards, but we will examine it for a second here. Game balls tonight, fellas. I don't have nothing else on this sorry team. 132, 119. Game balls, Bucks, Grizzlies.
I'm about to get kicked off the show. Just going to warn you now. My game ball goes to Mrs. Pippen because she taught her son how to play that great D, and he did a great job playing D on Damian Lillard tonight. That's all I got for you. You want me to walk out the room now or just wait?
Yeah, I don't know if I can give out a game ball tonight. I mean, I'm just like I said, I'm in shock. I'm in awe of what this team consistently puts out. It's so inconsistent that it's consistent. It's consistently inconsistent. It's shocking to me. Obviously, stuff needs to happen down the line.
I know he ain't come back in here on a different name. That ain't how that work, dog. that ain't how that work. I kick out every one of them. Get them out of here. All right, go ahead. No,
but yeah, I mean, just I'm glad we can have this kind of discourse though with the chat. You know what we do. It's tough. It's tough to even give anybody any praise.
I'm with you guys. However, I am gonna give out. I don't want to, but I will. I won't stop. You got to win to get in. Jaren Jackson Jr. 37-5-2, and I know I talked pretty positive about Giannis, but Jaren Jackson Jr. gave Giannis a lot of work on off. The guy that gave him a lot of work. There were some moments where, and I know Giannis roams a little bit, so you can give up some threes. Now I'm okay with that, but it was some of the back downs, and Jaren Jackson he he scored a fair amount on Giannis. He did. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. And to his credit, again, he was the best player on the floor tonight, 37-5. He hit the threes he needed to hit. What he finished 7 of 13 from three, so a lot of it was beyond the arc where he got 21 of his points. So it was a loud 37 because he knocked down the three ball. We just didn't get out there enough onto him. But yeah, the fourth quarter especially as well, he went to work, got buckets from the three, got buckets inside, got to the foul line. He was 6 of 10 from the line tonight, so he added 6 points from the free throw line. So again, it's a good game from Jaren Jackson Jr. I sit there and tip my hat, and they deserved it. They deserved it. That fourth quarter, they deserved it, and they got the win, 132-119. Jaren Jackson Jr. game ball for me. Let's see.
Real quick, it goes to show you why a Giannis should play at the beginning of the fourth quarter, because Jaren Jackson Jr. was out there just stepping into threes, anything he wanted. Nobody else was getting out there on the perimeter to guard him. So that's a real issue that we're gonna have to address as well, is making sure we can step out on some of those shooters who are 4-5s that can shoot the ball.
Yeah. I just say the most impressive thing about Jaren Jackson Jr. game tonight and taking it to Giannis and whomever else was guarding him like that, he did that against an NBA Defensive Player of the Year. Then just some slouts where he's doing it against, I don't even want to mention anybody's name, but he did it against good guys. And if I had to give y'all a serious game ball, I'd be to my guy, Taylor Jenkins, Memphis Grizzlies coach. I think he's master motivator, great guy, doesn't get the credit that he deserves. From the bud tree, just phenomenal performance. But I'm going to still stick with Mrs. Pippen because I think that's the way to go. That's better.
I thought about going I did think about going to Taylor Jenkins, so that's a good call out. All right, let's go to the Twitter. Before I look around and see what the Twitter had to say for us tonight. NYC Randy, I think it's the same guy, says same as last game and a trade saving this terrible team. Do a trade because at least it would be better than this. I know you Bucks fans, but get Giannis to a contender. I'm tired of us wasting a lot of time on a great player, on great players' years. He's going to retire with one wing. I'm not going to go that far and say, get Giannis to a contender. At BJM69 says, Bucks can't stop anyone right now. You're not going to win many games, giving up 132 points. Bottom line, too old, too slow. At Goodland Fan says, they got thoroughly outworked all gosh darn night. Lay off Doc on the rotation slander, I think. Back-to-back at OKC tomorrow without Bobby in both games. Marathon, not a sprint. Doc doesn't really care that much. He'd rather Giannis be healthy. Need to stay 5 seed or better. At Goodland Fan, no, I will not lay off on the Doc rotation slander because at the end of the day, it's not – I can get there with you if he played Giannis 30 minutes and, Giannis played 37 minutes tonight. So it's about where you put – you can find the 37 – if you're going to play a guy almost 40 minutes on a back-to-back, you got to find the minutes where he can start the fourth quarter. That's all I'm saying. At Jay Horvath says simple. They just aren't good enough. Play-in team. At Bucky Backer 09 says 7 fourth quarter turnovers, 15 more shots for Memphis. Out-rebounded 60-36. Brook only had 2. Defense terrible again. Dame of last year decided to show up. If Giannis doesn't go 40, 20, and 10 each game, I don't see a win possible with this cast of players. At Tommy_Y says, not going to lie, put everyone on the trading block except Giannis and Dame. This is not a team that can compete with anyone. We should have switched gears the second we traded Drew, but we're holding on to 2021 nostalgia, I guess. And then let's do a couple more here. At Clay Sun Union says the NBA knows that all you need to do is penetrate, and even if you miss, you'll get it back. Look at second chance points the last 2 weeks. The problem is evident against any team with any quality athleticism. You can bank on 15 to 20 offensive rebounds, and Memphis is a good offensive rebounding team. At GA_hoop says Brook is trash. Dame once again got his ass clamped by Larsa Pippen's son all game. Embarrassing. And then last one, Chris 55211 says, not gonna lie, I miss Bobby, which is crazy. So you have somebody missing Bobby there. Dan Harris in the chat says, I would not trade Dame with duos averaging 60 a night, top of the league for a duo. Absolutely. Yeah, you're not trading. To me, I'm not trading Dame either. Let's look around the NBA tonight. Pistons beat the Bulls Raptors beat the Clippers. The Cavs beat the Mavericks. Mavericks responded to a trade. Get beat 140-104 1-on-1. Celtics came back from down 26 tonight to beat the Philadelphia 76ers. That game was right before the Bucks played. Again, we kind of teased and talked about a little bit. What did you make of the big news last night? Broke around, I don't know, like 1 o'clock in the morning or so. We talked about, we talked about a little bit of this trade from a Bucks perspective, but let's just talk about it from just a straight up NBA perspective, from a Lakers and Mavericks perspective. When it broke through last night, I know a lot of people say, oh, he was hacked. Literally when I saw, that was the first thing that I thought was, oh, okay, I didn't really react. I thought that Shams got hacked. My buddy texted me, is like, yo, you see this? I said, yeah, it's hilarious. I can't believe they hacked Shams. That's crazy. And then like he tweets out, I know 1,000% real. I'm like, that's insane. I did think it was a little shady just because I know there's been some reporting that they went other places, but from Nico Harrison's press conference, his name's Nico Harrison, right? From his press conference, he said that not only Jason Kidd didn't know, but that he basically worked with, this is almost like, it sounds almost like a favor. Like him and Rob Pelinka just kind of linked up and kind of made this thing happen. It just, again, I say this, when the first thing, and again, what just means a lot of people thought that he was hacked. When people think that the trade is so bad that it was a hack, that they couldn't even conceive that this happened, that lets you know how bad of a trade it is. Mavericks fans were leaving stuff, were writing bad, vulgar things outside of Dirk's statue in front of the American Airlines Arena out in Dallas. So it just didn't make sense to me, man. It makes sense if you're LA. If I was LA, you would. I think the only thing they had to do when they got the call was put him on hold, and I would have had to put you on hold so you couldn't hear how and mute the phone so you couldn't hear how hard I was laughing that you would give me Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis. Like, it was, I'm still in shock that took place. But again, LA, the rich get richer, and it just, again, somebody said it. They went from Kobe to Bron to Luka. They just can't lose. I guess that's what it is. That's the LA tax. That's what it is. You get to be in LA, you will find a star. Stars either come to you or you trade. However it happens, and it happened for them. I don't think this. And then you got, that's what I was gonna say. You have Charles Barkley, who is talking about shitting on people. He's shitting on Anthony Davis forever. All of a sudden, Anthony Davis goes to Dallas, and this is a great team. Huh? So he thinks that, and then you have it's traded so bad that Kendrick Perkins and Charles Barkley, the only two people, are sitting here running around and telling you the Mavericks are not winning no chip with these guys, man. This is terrible. If you told me it was Kyrie, Anthony Davis, and Klay Thompson, if this was 2019,
cook it.
Woo! 2025, the year of our Lord, 2025, and Kyrie and AD is your 1-2 punch. Pack it in.
Yeah, man. It's laughable, man. But you forgetting they got the Christie boy too, so that might have sweetened the pot for the boys out there. I'm being facetious right now. So, it just sucks to see this for the Los Angeles fan base. And we're not talking about you bandwagon people that are Laker fans, Cowboy fans, Yankee fans. We talking about these people that are from the Los Angeles area that root for the Dodgers, the Lakers. I don't know. Chris King, I don't think they root for the Chargers or the Rams out there unless they buying somebody else there. But it seems like that fan base, Lakers and Dodgers, get everything. And they don't even got to pay for it usually. And they didn't pay for it this time. They finessed the Dallas Mavericks. The only thing that makes me happy as a Milwaukee Bucks fan is we got to be off that list of having the worst trade of trading a Ray Allen in his prime for an old washed Gary Payton. So, we kind of talked about this when JT sent the text out when I landed yesterday. I think this is what you see this as a benefit of what I've learned since I've got to California is this is a Palm Springs trade. What I mean by that is those two GMs were probably hanging out on the golf courses in Palm Springs, kicking it, drinking, having a great time, beautiful area to be in, and they made that deal on a handshake agreement. Do the Mavericks get better? I don't know. It depends on what Anthony Davis shows up. we talk about chemistry with the Milwaukee Bucks as far as this guy can't go, that guy can't go. But one thing that we do know that Anthony Davis and Bron are so tight, he switched to his agency, and they're like best friends. So you send my best friend to Dallas, and you bring me back Luka. Now Luka's a dog, and Luka's gonna be it for a while. And I think the Lakers team are going to continue to acquire assets. And I don't know, man. It just sucks. This trade sucks more than a LaVine trade to me, because the LaVine trade is something we wanted for the now. This impacts the now and the future of the Los Angeles Lakers. And I hate to say it, folks, they're a better ran basketball team than Milwaukee Bucks.
Who is?
Lakers. They go get them.
Did they go get him or are they giving him?
Either way, they got him, bro. And then I know Chris King agree with this. They grabbed that boy Connect.
Yeah, that was a good.
They go get him or okay. Let me. What's the number? What are the top 3 things when you're looking at real estate?
Price,
location, and they sitting out in L.A. So are they really running a better organization, or do they just have prime location and for whatever reason they're able to, again, you can run your organization to the ground and you run your organization to the ground and here comes LeBron in free agency. Or is it because you're out there in Hollywood and you're just celebrity stars? Rob Pelinka's not a better GM than John Horst.
One thing, Chris, I'll let you go. Well, then Miami should be the best location in the NBA then, because not only do they have all that, they have no income tax.
Should be, but the issue is they got Pat Riley over there who's running the yard like a prison, and they out there they thought they were gonna be in Miami chilling, and you ain't in Miami chilling. You up at 6 a.m. in practice every morning, bust your ass. You to the point you tired and can't do nothing the next night.
Okay. So maybe I'm in agreement with Charles Barkley and whoever the hell else you're talking about. Now, I will say my initial reaction to this was they made the finals last year. Why would they trade Luka? Why would the Mavs trade Luka? They made the finals. But then I started thinking about it. I started thinking about, hey, I watched this interview, this press conference with Nico Harrison, and he goes, yeah, I think AD and Kyrie just fit the timeline together. And it makes sense to me. This trade makes sense to me. Not all the way, but it makes a little bit of sense. And here's why. In the West right now, there's not enough talent that has established itself yet. They have not established themselves yet. SGA has not established himself as a winner. Anthony Edwards, you just traded away Cat for a bag of chips. Nikola Jokic, maybe, but they're not as good as they were when they won the finals. Let's be honest. They're definitely not as good as they were when they won the finals. And then you just go down the line like there's not really one dominant team in there. And now you add in AD to the Mavericks. I think it makes a little bit of sense to try to win right now and to do that and to reinforce that perimeter defense. I think they're real, or their interior defense. I think they're really just a perimeter defender, maybe away from maybe being the best team in the West. To me, there's a reason they got to the finals. Yes, I know Luka did great. Yes, I know Luka.
Yeah, Luka was going 38
He
and
was
8.
phenomenal. He was leading in all stat categories. He was phenomenal. But those role players last year were nasty. They probably had the best supporting cast in the league, and they were just out-starred by Boston. And it's hard to cleanse my eyes from what I saw. Like I told you guys, in that finals, he was being hunted. He was not great on the defensive end. So I think it makes sense in that. But where I say they probably could have done a better job is if, hey, okay, Kyrie and Anthony Davis, they're going to go out at the same time along with Klay. Then why aren't we getting a real piece or a real multiple picks as well along with that to rebuild for the future when that day comes? So that's where I think they messed up. I don't think it's necessarily shipping Luka away. I don't think that's the biggest issue. I think the biggest issue is shipping away a potential supermax player and not being able to have and see the future to try to win now. I don't mind, trying to win now with that move. But You probably could have opened up the market and got something better package.
Oh, you 100% could have got a better package, and you're right. I don't think, and that's my thing on it is I don't think Anthony, even if you're going to trade Luka, which I don't necessarily have. I do, because I think you when you have a superstar, supermax type player like Luka Doncic, who has been to the Western Conference Finals once and has been to a Finals, so he's under the age of 25. He's showing you he can get there, and he's a high level player, obviously. But my thing on Luka is, yeah, you're right. It's the package for him. I mean, AD, I don't think they're as close as you think they are. Chris King, I don't think they're close at all. I think this is there's a number of teams I think they probably lose
Anthony
to.
Davis, if he's healthy, he is a great player. He is a phenomenal player. He's gonna be problems for a lot of those teams in the West.
Yes, if Anthony Davis is your de facto number 2, yeah, I think you have a guy. If Anthony Davis if your number 1 is Kyrie, I don't necessarily know that does anything. And the same thing with what happened in LA.
As massive of a step back as a lot of people think they do.
Yeah, and I think from a play style directive, you're going to take a massive step back. Because again, we talk about this chemistry thing. It took a year for Luke. Remember, Luke and Kyrie didn't work well the first year they got together. It took a year for that to develop and make sense.
PJ Washington, who is still there. He's been phenomenal too.
Sure, PJ Washington is very. I don't know if it was available when we had it, but I wanted to swap Bobby Portis for PJ Washington. And I don't know how close that came to or whether that was really on the table, but I just don't think the Lakers. I mean, I just don't think Dallas is that close. I don't think this really helps them. I think they really needed, I would have gone for the future, because I think you could have got 7, 8 pick. To me, if you're doing this, you blow it all the way up. You don't. That's what I'm saying. Because again, I just don't think AD is gonna get you. How old is AD?
31.
31, yeah.
He's 31. Okay, he's younger than I thought. But I just don't like it. And what's Kyrie? 33?
I think he's 32.
32,
Yeah.
33. Okay. Yeah, I just don't see it. I really don't. Unless you add something to it. If you're Dallas, but yeah, you just have to get pieces, man. And to only get a first, the Sacramento Kings got 2 first rounds for De'Aaron Fox. How do you? I mean, again, I know it's AD coming too, but I really don't see it, man. I really don't. I really don't. I don't see the vision. And again, when people are looking at it and going, this can't be real, that's not a good thing.
Well, I'm not thinking about it logically how I am.
I've thought about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm telling you. And Luka Doncic is is Luka Doncic a better player than Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go.
But at the same
so
time,
if it's a win now, if you tell me you're trying to win now, if you tell me your timeline is win now,
they got dominated in the NBA Finals. They got absolutely belt to ass.
Yeah, and the Lakers and the Lakers didn't get to the finals. So you traded a worse player you traded a better player for a worse player.
I think they realized some of the issues when they watched that finals, and he was a big part of that.
And that's okay.
It's not.
That's fine.
If that's your ceiling with that group, no. If you're going to get dominated, they won one game in that series.
I'm with you.
4-1.
I'm with you. Now again, I don't think Boston's as good as they were. I don't think anybody in the league is good. I think Boston was better last year than they were this year. So I don't think anybody is as good as they were last year. But if that's your fit, I'm not even mad that you want to trade Luka, because again, I'll say that I definitely there's more behind the scenes. I don't think all of a sudden you said Luka's fat and out of shape, we gotta get him out of here. No, I think clearly to me something had to happen behind the scenes where either you thought Luka was. You had to think something was going on there. But yeah, you just don't have a guy. Again, Luka lost $115 million. To me, that's almost an FU. If I'm Luka, if I lost $115 million because now I'm not Supermax eligible, I might, and Luka's probably one of the guys to do it. What's Kobe went 81? I might try and give you 80. I might try and give you 80 when I see Dallas. That's how pissed off I'd be about losing $115 million. But again, you're giving up a Supermax type player And that's where I think the aprons come in, where it's like before you kind of live with that, but now if you're gonna give a guy, because I don't know how much it's gonna be, but whatever it is, maybe you're feeling like yes, your ceiling's limited, win a championship with him. But if that's the case, to me, you blow it all up. You get rid of Luka, you get rid of Kyrie. You start it all over, and you get as many picks as you can. And hell, maybe you get in the that's how I would try to play that and open it up and get a real haul for you.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe they're thinking they get 2, maybe 3 at max more years of if they think Anthony Davis, and which I imagine they do, think he can lead them with Kyrie to a finals, and then if that doesn't work, then they're already off their guy. But you would think that they would get at least more picks and stuff. But I still think that's part of the reason why they did that.
And
they still give themselves a shot.
Oh, and I see some people in the chat saying that this report. I've seen that report. The Mavs contacted the Bucks. Maybe that just goes against. So I can't remember who report. I think someone from the Athletic reported it, but it's just interesting because that's not Shams broke the trade, and Shams has refuted that took place. He said that they only contacted LA, and then secondly, Nico Harrison took the stand today and said and could he lie? Absolutely. But Nico basically said, I only called LA. This is me and Rob Pelinka kind of just went together, and this came over the last couple weeks. And Jason Kidd had no clue that it took place. And a lot of people thought, if you looked at the way Jason Kidd's body language during that press conference, I believe that too. He did not again.
Put about J Kidd on for a second.
Huh?
Put J Kidd on.
He did not like he was excited that had taken place.
J Kidd looked like he did want to be there because I feel like the carpet got pulled from underneath him. The one thing where I'm gonna push back and I'm gonna agree with Chris. Look at this, Chris K. We agreeing so much tonight, man. I might as well just move to Dayton, become a Flyers fan. The Mavericks got better. And I didn't think it at first. Here's how they got better. They got the better coach. Jason Kidd, according to all these people in the chat, took a fat, out-of-shape Luka and a bunch of dudes to the finals. So you give him Anthony Davis. I think he's a better coach than what that boy – I don't even know that boy name is. He couldn't make a shot when he's in Milwaukee, the Lakers coach. He's a better coach. Jason Kidd's a better coach than him. Jason Kidd's a better motivator than him. And I think, hey, I might be on Chris King's side now. I might think the Mavericks go to the finals with Jason Kidd and hold on, hear me out, a healthy Anthony Davis and a Kyrie that wants to be there. Because the one thing about Kyrie, Jimmy gets a lot of bad rap from when he don't want to be there and when he's mentally checked out. But we've seen Kyrie mentally check out too. So
y'all want to make a bet? I'll bet Dallas don't get. I bet they don't get to the Western Conference Finals. I bet $50 both of you right now. They won't get to the Western Conference Finals. They ain't got to win it. They won't get to the Western Conference Finals. That means all they got. If you're telling me they're better, you tell me. Think about it, y'all both. This should be easy money. You guys both just told me the Mavericks are better now than they were last year when they went to the finals, and the West this year is not even as good as it was last year. You just told me that OKC ain't ready, and this team ain't ready, and all these people ain't ready. So you should easily. You ain't got to get past the final. You got to get. Can you get past the second round? You should. If they are a better team now than they were last year, then hey, this is taking candy from a baby. They should get to the second round. $50, both of you on the table right now. They won't get that. That's all you got to do.
I need NYC Demon, one of them boys that want to spend some money, put that super chat in there so we get that shit, dog.
This is easy money, as you just told me.
Hey, wait a second.
I just told me they were necessarily better because I can't tell, right? Like you got a lot to bank on. But to me, like I still don't think they took a big step back. I think it's like in terms of this season, I think it's a very lateral move for each team.
So each 50 bucks. Trey, do you know what my favorite restaurant in the state of North Carolina is?
No, what is it?
It's Waffle House, because I'm waffling right now. I'm waffling. I'm not saying that Dallas is top 3 or anything like that. All I'm saying is Anthony Davis going there, Todd, you crazy, with Jason Kidd, a much better coach. And I think the team in Jason Kidd's system can be better. But there's a big caveat with this, right? Is Kyrie going to be there? Is he going to hoop and put 110% there? And is Anthony Davis' body going to hold up? That's a big caveat. But you know what? Just for shits and giggles, I'll take your $50 bet.
There we go. There we go. All right, we got $50 on the Mavericks going through. And again, I would like, because you know I love J Kidd. I love to see J Kidd do. It would be a hell of a coaching job if he can pull it off and get them boys to the West Coast Finals. And yeah, Todd, you got to get over it. We're over this. Jason Kidd isn't a good coach. I know people wanted to yell at him for what he did, some of the things he did in Milwaukee. Which, by the way, you know what's funny? I saw, I believe it was Mike Budenholzer maybe a couple weeks ago. I believe he had Grayson Allen. They were up 2 with like 0.9, 1.5, whatever it was. He told Grayson Allen to miss the free throw that would have put them up 3 with it was like 1 second left, whatever it was. He told him to miss the free throw so that they would have. And it's funny. The funny thing about it is people got on Jason Kidd like that was the worst thing in the world. And they were going up. I believe the Bucks were about to go up. They were already up 3. What's the name was up? The Phoenix Suns were up 2. And he told him to miss the free throw. So a full court heave would have won the game. I can't remember who they were playing. Full court heave would have won the game. It's crazy. I didn't see anything on Twitter about how bad of a coach he was, how stupid he was. Never saw that. Didn't see nothing about it.
And you know what's even crazier about that? We had the whole post game disrupted because I yelled after your boy Cam, the guard for Arizona, hit that damn 3/4 half-court joint, man. Yeah, man, I'm with it though. I got $50, Todd. We're gonna put it on the Mavs, man. I'm gonna ride out with J Kidd, man. I think he's in my lifetime. He's the best point guard that I've ever seen with my God-given eyes. And I saw Stockton. I think he's better than Stockton. I think he's better than Isaiah Thomas. And I think he's a better coach than a lot of these dudes out here. And you can't tell me, for anybody that says that he's not a good coach, name someone else on that team other than Luke and Kyrie. I dare you.
And here's how I know, because Todd is saying that if believe me, if you're trading Luka, you're calling around and checking other top 2 or 3 players in the league. Here's how I know that they didn't do it. Because again, number one, Anthony Davis is not a top 2 or 3 player in the league. So they clearly didn't do that. But number 2, the reason I know is because there's no way that's the trade you take. There's no way you take 1 first-round pick, Max Christie, and Anthony Davis if you called around multiple teams. Because there's no way that if those guys were available, that there's no way that you couldn't have got more than that. There's just not a chance that you couldn't have, and again, when you say you're calling multiple top players, Anthony Davis ain't a top 10 guy to me. So you're going way down the line to go get to Anthony Davis before. If you tell me you would call the top 2 or 3 players, then how the hell you get all the way to AD? So I just don't believe. Again, I know there is a report out there that says it. Until I hear Shams say it, I'm not going with that. Until that becomes like the widespread thing that they call 3 or 4 people and somehow kept it all under wraps. And the other thing I say this too, the last thing I say, and I'll let this one go. The other thing I say is this lets you know how, and I saw this on Twitter, so I realize I got to give Twitter people credit because they say things, I see it and I may repeat it. And I want to make sure I'm not just taking an idea that I saw and taking it as if it was mine. But I did see this and I agreed. This lets you know how out of touch and how much these media folks don't know a damn thing, because there was zero chatter about Luka. You know what's crazy? How much chatter we heard over the last 6 years? Giannis is gone. He's going here. Giannis is going here. They about to trade Giannis. Everybody's opening up their space because they got to get their teams are monitoring. You should have been monitoring Luka. That's the man that was available. You out here. That's why all these damn teams done missed the franchise player, because they was monitoring the wrong guy. So that lets me know y'all don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about Giannis and these people available. Y'all clearly don't have a clue who's available and who's not, because you missed Luka Doncic being available right underneath your eyes. Anyway.
I'm sorry. I love
the show. All these reports that come out, even now that we've been involved with, like the Bucks with Levine and the Bucks with, certain players that just never happen. You know, like, oh, these guys are favored to land Levine, and then all of a sudden he goes to another team that same day. Like, it's just it's crazy. It's crazy. No, we
Was
all don't know anything really.
was Sacramento even mentioned for Levine? I don't remember them mentioned a whole lot. I mean, I know he's kind of a throw-in for the trade. The last thing I'll say about Luka too, so we can kind of put Luka to bed, maybe ban him like we did Barrett.
Yo,
Um,
the bed is crazy.
the fact that there's even a consideration if you would trade Giannis for Luka and all that craziness, we got to remember one thing about Giannis. Giannis is the reason why Milwaukee's Bucks basketball is relevant right now. He is a resurgence to the Milwaukee community. And as much as you want to give Luka as a future and a promise, he's 25 years old. He hasn't done it yet. And at the end of the day, the biggest Maverick of all time is always going to be Dirk Nowitzki. The biggest Buck is Giannis. It's not apples to apples.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you on that one as well. Yeah, and I wouldn't have done Luca for Giannis. Nah, not a chance. Now, if it was Dame, and again, Dame to me is untouchable with this team right now. But we'll revisit that after the playoffs. But that again, if somebody just called me and said Dame for Luca, I would do it. But it's neither here nor there.
Mavericks. It wouldn't fit the Mavericks. That's
well,
for sure.
right,
And
exactly.
then if
So,
it was Giannis for Luka, it wouldn't fit the Bucks. So it'd just be, kind of
right.
Just
When is
Right.
Luka supposed to come back? Sorry.
When is Luca back? Anybody know? I'm not sure. I know he just got to LA.
All-Star break, I think they were saying.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think
So
he was
damn.
saying
So
he
LA's in
had
some
to get
trouble.
back after.
So LA's in some real trouble then. If he ain't come back to All-Star after All-Star, I guess it's a couple weeks, but still okay. Anything else you guys want to get to? I know there was the Zach LaVine trade, which you really didn't go all the way into, but it has been a long show.
It's crazy. Yeah, no, it's just crazy that they kept Castle. The Spurs were able to keep Castle. Like that's wild to me. I thought they would have had to at least get off some like young, promising player, but. Nah.
Let me ask you this real quick. Could Sacramento get off of? Could you see them trading DeRozan? If you're already in a fire sale, could you trade? Could you maybe trade DeRozan? Would you maybe trade DeRozan too?
Yeah. What are we
Does
doing?
this even
Bringing
have to
this
be
Bulls back from last year? What are we doing?
right?
What is
Yeah.
this?
If you're trying to get as many picks back as possible, like why? Yeah, why are you? Hell, can they still? Could you still go out and move Levine again? Do you have to? I mean,
They
does
can't.
Levine actually end up in Sacramento? Like, does that? Again, I don't know what their plans are.
So just to clarify one thing for you, because it just came across the screen on my TV, Sacramento got 3 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks.
So the third first round pick is not going. So for whatever, it's really two because the one of the first rounders is not going to convey because it's like there's some kind of protection around it. So yes, it like somebody would have to like whatever. I can't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head, but like one of those first round picks for it to convey something would have to happen. Like it's like top whatever protected, and whoever that team is that it's protected by is like clearly going to finish in the protected. So it's going to so it's actually going to convert to a second round pick. So it's really like 2 firsts and how many seconds did you say?
3.
So then it's really 2 firsts and 4 seconds. If that's what that was.
So I could see them coming off Levine. I could see them coming off DeMar DeRozan. And maybe even throwing like a Malik Monk. I don't know if they'll trade Sabonis, but I mean, whatever they're talking about right now, the Milwaukee Bucks should be interested in. If they're interested in trading any of those big dogs on their team.
Yeah, it's a weird direction of what their team is, right? I mean, it felt like they were in this position just years ago when they drafted Halliburton and then they're making all these moves, going and getting Sabonis and stuff, and now it feels like they're kind of back to square one. So I'm not really sure what they're doing. I don't think you can win with Levine, DeRozan, and Sabonis as your 3 guys and the rest of that crew. So it'll be interesting. We'll see if there's some more things they have in store down the line because they're obviously doing something outside of. I hope from a casual fan perspective that they do not try to roll that out there because they're just going to get whooped. They're just going to get smoked and nothing's going to change. So, and they're old. Like they're old. So,
especially in that West.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's 100% the Bulls out west. I mean, he said Levine, DeRozan, Vooch, Levine, DeRozan, Sabonis. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Doesn't make sense. All right, man. We got to go back after this. We got to do this tomorrow.
Hey, one quick thing.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to shout out Aja Wilson and Caitlin Clark, both their college numbers being retired tonight. Thought that's pretty cool for those women, for the pinnacle they were on women's basketball.
Absolutely. Shout out Bam Adebayo was at Aja Wilson's jersey retirement as well, out there doing his thing. What? I'm just saying they together.
The Heat won series basketball. Heat culture is in flames. Heat culture is non-existent.
What was I gonna say? Tomorrow night, I believe we're gonna have Danny Levin on the program tomorrow night. Cap expert. I mean, he's gonna be able to break. So it's great that we had this trade happen. He's gonna be able to break a lot of stuff down. Gonna tell you where things are from a cap perspective. Probably give you some of his best trades. Front office expert. He's been in NBA front offices before. Again, gonna give you a lot of good knowledge tomorrow evening on the Bucks. He's scheduled to be here, so I think that's gonna be fun. He does it every year. Gives us his expert opinion on all things cap, what the Bucks can do, what they can't do, what other things can do, and just his opinion, his basketball knowledge, as always, is highly appreciated. And I'm sure that me and Danny Levin will get into it. This is it's gonna be funny because I think the only time Danny did this show, I believe it was just me and Danny.
Yeah,
but yeah, y'all. Yeah, how'd you say? Oh, yeah, he was in Thailand. Yeah, so you will see. Maybe you guys can talk. I think Danny's been in Thailand too. Cop. But Danny,
that's funny.
he is. Yeah, I do it all the time with him. You guys will. I'm trying to say this a nice way. I have a feeling this show will go off the rails tomorrow because Danny is very opinionated. And so listen, please. Go at this man because he gets very frustrated. So it'd be funny watching him because he's a very frustrated individual. And he would hate that I said that if he saw it, but he won't. And make sure we call. Hey, and also before call him 30 stands Dan. He loves it. Anyway. Man, good show tonight. Appreciate everybody for joining us. Appreciate everybody with the super chats in here. The 11 King, got to figure out how to do that super chat, dog. But man, we appreciate it. NYC Randy, Matthew Arlen, all you guys, man, you did a great job as usual. Todd Merrill's in the chat all the time. We appreciate just everything you guys bring to this show. Lots of people were in here as soon as we got this thing kicked off. Again, y'all, it's like a train wreck. Y'all love to see when the Bucks when things are going bad. This deadline. I mean, again, there are 3 days left. I mean, it's January. It's February 3rd right now. Really, I guess 3rd, 4th, 5th. So if you count today, 4 days left. I think there was a deadline like 4:00 on Thursday. I don't know. I might stay home from work on Thursday. I might work from the crib just because I'm not gonna not work, but I may have. Yeah, I gotta have the NBA TV up or something, during the day so I can see what's going on. Because I just think this is gonna be it's gonna be fun. It's one of the things you gotta block off a calendar, so you can check out the latest updates, latest trades. I tell you that I think the Bucks move is gonna happen before. Like, last thing I'll say, I think I will get worried if nothing has happened before the 6th. Like, I don't want to be last minute trying to. I just have a feeling last minute. The Bucks need to, like, the second apron and all things they got to get done. I feel like it's one of the things you got to work out on the front end. Like, I don't think you'll be able to work if it's 2:30 on Thursday and you trying to work. Nah, I don't see a big move happening. Now John Horst will do something, but I don't think, I just don't see a big move happening. So we'll see. We'll see how desperate Miami gets. It's gonna be fun. This trade, I mean, again, another reason why I think the NFL's got to get rid of the Super Bowl week in between the game, because the NBA trade deadline is dominating the headlines right now. This is supposed to be the Super Bowl's, week of whatever. 24-hour news cycle, man, it's dead. Like you just, there's no reason to. We only need a week of build up for the Super Bowl. So they really got to get on this. Probably should have had this game this evening, and is what it is. But appreciate everybody for joining us, listening to us, whether you listen on Twitter or on the YouTube. We appreciate it as always. Fun show as always. I want to thank our sponsors, Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Appreciate everybody. Head on out to Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Tell them the Guru sent you. Tell them the Cream City Crossover sent you out there. Pewaukee, Lake Pewaukee. Enjoy some good food, good eats, good everything. Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Proud sponsor of the Cream City Crossover. Let's see. Any quick more chats in? King of Kings says, great show. We appreciate it. Ty Merrill says, who we getting our ass kicked by tomorrow? You know, we getting our ass kicked by OKC tomorrow. They about to kick the front door. Ski mask ready. They about to kick the that's what they about to do to us tomorrow night. What's up?
Bucks 119, Thunder 105.
All right, you called it out.
And we're gonna have a trade by lunchtime tomorrow.
Oh, I love that. I would love that. I would love a trade by lunchtime for sure. Yeah, I think that's everybody. So listen, man, again, this is gonna be a fun week. I know you're gonna be with us all week. As the trade deadline nears and approaches. This has been a Cream City Media Group production from the Guru Trick Arms III.
Justin.
Chris King. Get it right today. Nobody had it. Bucks didn't have it. We didn't have it on the intros. We good though.
Yeah, it's all right. It happens. If I am enemies, only because I dare to tell you the truth. Don't take no wooden nickels. Courage.